Hello, Todd Clemons, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here's your weekly market report. There's a lot going on, it seems like, right now in the industry. We've had that big deal with the cattle being not paid for. It's turned into millions of dollars. So far, we don't know of anybody that's been affected down here, but it's maybe too early to tell. Be sure you know who you're doing business with, and be leery. Everybody remembers the Eastern deal way back, oh, I don't know, 10 years ago. This is going to be something else like that, and there'll be banks involved and people involved and things, so just watch out where you sell your cattle. You can bring them to your local livestock market and you'll get your check and you can take it to the bank and know it'll be good. We do know that. This futures board is acting crazy. Cash prices, cash cattle are trading really good, and even though cattle were traded for $1 or $2 cheaper this week than last week, the futures, the June is the lead month in the fat cattle on the fat cattle board, and it's $10 or $12 below what cash price is, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And people asked me this week, well, were cattle cheaper because we saw where the futures board went down, and what's going on? And I try to tell people that the fundamentals have not changed. There are lower numbers. Meat is moving and selling at record prices, and so don't worry about the fundamentals of it. And if prices change and fluctuate and the board changes and fluctuates, there's more to it than just fundamentals. There's commercial funds, speculators, people that are in the cattle business that are using the board for all other reasons that don't really matter to cash prices. These calves we're selling this week were quoted $3 to $5 higher. Calves across the country were at least that much higher or more. So the cash market's fine. So fundamentals are key, and we lose perspective of that, so don't let that bother you. But if you do want to kind of lock yourself in or protect yourself while the prices are high, there are LRP programs out there that I'm just learning about. That's livestock risk protection. We met with Ever.Ag rep Antonio Corona yesterday here at the market, visited with him, and he's offering those programs. And if you're interested in that, you can get a hold of Antonio. He can explain it to you. It costs a little bit of money. It's like insurance, but you can lock your calves in at a high price, pay the premium, and it's a government-backed program that's subsidized to kind of like crop insurance. But that's, I don't know a whole lot more about it than that, and I'm not going to try to tell you. Just call Antonio if you're interested in locking your cattle in at these good prices. There's just so much going on out there in the world. At any time anything could break. So that might be something you'd like to look into. Cattle were cheaper coming out of the feedlots. The packers somehow have got leverage back, even with numbers being as low as they are. And all they have to do is slow down their chain speed, process fewer animals, and sell the meat for a higher price. And retailers are kind of at their mercy because this is barbecue season, grilling season, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and everybody's going to buy ribs and hamburger and steaks, and it's that time of year. So here again, same song, different verse. Packers find a way to, if you want to call it manipulate the market or just control output, they can do it. When you have 4 guys that control 80% of the processed meat and 20% of the other guys that don't, then they can kind of set it the way they want to. That's why I think more of these regional packers spread that 80% out to make it 50%, make the regional packers 50%, so there's true competition. And every time we have that, it's just better for producers. Spread it out and get it out there. Don't leave it in the hands of just a little group, a little group that amounts to a lot, to a big group. So that's what's happening here with the market. Calves are selling good. We've got a Producers Cattle Auction internet sale coming up May the 18th, a couple weeks off, actually 2 weeks from today. There'll be some good cattle on there. If you're a cattle buyer and you need some stocker calves for that grass that's coming on, check us out, producerscattleauction.com. There'll be some good South Florida calves on there. If you're interested in contacting us about Producers Cattle Auction with your truckload lots, or you have a neighbor that has half a load and you have a half a load, if you're interested in that, you can contact us. We're going to put this information up on our website, OkeechobeeLivestockMarket.com. Producers Cattle Auction will be on our page. You can find out who our reps are. You can find out more information about that program. It may fit you, it may not, but if you're interested, look us up. And as I'd mentioned, the calves were selling good here this week. Those little 3-weight calves got back up there pretty high. Again, you know, some of them over $3, which sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but you know, they're sure betting that these cattle will put some weight on some grass, and they're going to make money. They don't buy them to lose money. They buy them to make money, so they're figuring even $1,000 for a little 3-weight calf is worth buying. We'll see. You got your 5 weights up there over $2, $2.10, $2.15. The 6 weights are bringing over $2, $2 to $2.05. Heifers are selling about 20 cents off of the steers. Saw some pretty good heifers weighing close to 600 pounds that were bringing about $1.80. And those steers would bring $2, so that's around $20 off on the heifers. And again, the reasons why those heifers are off of the steers is because of feed costs. They don't convert as good as a steer does. It takes longer days on feed for them to put that weight on. So they're costs a little bit more to feed and process those heifers than it does a steer, and they take it off the front end. But that's not too bad. $100 spread on steers and heifers is not too bad. But the replacement heifers that you see up there around 600 pounds or better, they're selling for what steers are bringing. And the seed stock animals are going to get really high. I would imagine this fall these bulls will be $1,000 or so higher than what they were last year. I'd imagine these bred heifers are going to be, I don't know, up there around 2,500 or better, I would say, for a good bred heifer this fall. That's speculation, but I think that's about what it'll be. You can see you can take a cow and a calf right here and split them and sell the cow for slaughter prices at $1 or better, weighing 12. And you can take a little 300-pound calf that I just mentioned brought $3 a pound. So you're right there at over $2,000 or more for that cow calf right there. So it's good, but it's you know, it's that time of year where we get into this summer pattern of a little bit of pressure on the market. There's a little bit of a supply of market ready fat cattle coming out, and packers are squeezing and trying to make as much as they can off of them. But come the end of the summer and into the fall, it's going to get tighter. There's no guarantees that these calf prices are going to get any higher than they are right now, but if everything stays the same, I would anticipate that these calves are going to be as good or better later on this year. We'll see. What else is going on? I mentioned the producer sale. There is a LMA National Convention in June, the week before the Florida Cattlemen's Convention, and it's hosted by Arcadia Livestock Market, our friends Joe Hilliard and Carl McKettrick over there are hosting that. They'll have the World Livestock Auctioneer Competition. The meetings will be held in Punta Gorda, and markets will all be represented there from the state of Florida. And so it'll be a good time for all of us to get together and meet these other market owners from across the country. They're expecting a big crowd, and should be pretty neat. That's the week before the Florida Cattlemen's Association meeting in Marco, which is the following week. And here we are in May. That's going to be here before you know it. I know everybody's getting some rain. This grass is growing. I can see where it's several inches taller than it was last week, and you just kind of see that grass greening up and growing, and cattle are doing good. Calves are putting on weight. Every day you can just see them growing. We had a customer this week, Paul Linder. He hardly misses a week that he's not here. He brought some of the best little calves you'll ever see, just good bone, good quality calves. I think he told me they were off of a horned Hereford bull, but I'm not sure about that, but they were black, and I think they were black white face, but good little old stocky calves. He was topping the market for a long time up until the very end, but he had several calves that brought over $3 a pound, and it was looking good for him there for a while, but he got bumped out right there at the end, but he was sure happy with his check. He was wanting that free lunch ticket for the high price. Keep trying, Paul. I'll tell you the high prices of the week, and the guy that beat him out had a little 210-pound calf that weighed 210, and that calf brought $3.20 a pound. And that calf was brought from Lazy H Land and Cattle from way over west of here, Odessa. That's a pretty good haul to Okeechobee, but it was worth his time to bring them because they sure sold good. And Foy Reynolds Cattle bought that calf. And on the slaughter cow side, Alice McDuffie, they old ranching family, been here forever and ever, and she had a cow that weighed 1,435 pounds. The cow brought $1.09 a pound. She was bought by Florida Beef. And if you like these reports, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and get the word out there. We like giving you this information. We hope it's useful to you. We appreciate your business, and we'll see you next week.